to another episode of the Orbital Drop podcast. I am your host, Matt. I am joined here with Randy, and we had a big day for Halo today. How are you doing?
It was a brutal day for the wallet.
Yes, it came, the news came, and the pre-orders came up, and the wallet got lighter. Blink of an eye, I'm running home from lunch, came out about noon. I hear the videos up, I see the pre-orders up, and it's done. I've done it. I've ordered the bundle. They got me again.
Yeah. I got the email like 10 minutes before that video went up. It was like, hey, you bought Halo stuff before. You probably want to know about this. I was like, cool.
Yep, I do. Thank you, Mr. Mantic, sir. Here's the old credit card.
Mm-hmm.
See you in July. So what we're talking about is the Banished, the Rise of the Banished pack came out today. They announced it. It's coming out in July. So very exciting. Randy and Joe had a little quick, high level overview. They posted a video. It's already up on the channel right now. So if you want to check that out, do the little quick and dirty, learn about some Halo, that's definitely for you. We're going to talk a little more about that. But first, we have a Discord.
We do.
And we do have a Discord.
Come talk with us in it.
Yeah, come talk some Halo. There's also, there's some Star Wars Legions for the whole channel, but we're mainly, reaching out to the Halo people. Come talk some Halo. We've posted a lot of news in there with Wargames coming up with the points that we hopefully are getting those packages soon. They've already shipped. We'll have a lot more to talk about, I think.
Is it killing you as much as it's killing me seeing other people have their boxes already?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I keep saying like, oh, you might not even get a shipping email. Well, I don't like that. I want to at least know it's on the way.
Yes. And I have moved, so I have 2 houses.
Oh.
So it's going to the other house. And I am, watching my camera like, hey, did it show up? I don't know. I don't have a shipping notification. I have no clue, because if it shows up, I need to, get over there and get that package because it's going to be, my war games. I need it, my points. So
very ready to dive in those points.
I am so ready, and that's something we're going to really hit. I'm going to try to really hit is we're going to try to go into some list building, some fire team building for both the Sangheili that we have, and obviously for the Spartans, we'll be getting Fireteam Cerberus. We'll be getting the War Games pack, and so we're gonna have a lot. We're gonna have a lot to talk about. There's a lot more to dig into. I think kind of we've been getting close to the as far as the crunch, the limit on just the draft, which the draft has been great. I think that was a great decision, but with knowing points are coming, I've been kind of really looking forward to having that to mess with. So once we get into that, Rainey and I are going to hit it hard, and we're going to try to just really crank out some maybe some unit analysis, definitely some fire team building, some list building, and stuff like that. So it's going to be great. It's a great time for Halo. Adepticon is this week. This might be coming out after Adepticon's already come out, but there's a lot of excitement around Halo, and it's really good to be in on the ground floor of a game.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I really want to dig into those points. We had been talking a little bit. I think the common thought is that Zvezdas are bad, but we were discussing, if they're cheap and you can put a thruster on those guys, you could last first and really just scout out a cube, go 4, grab a flag, and maybe tactician die activate first next round and just get back. Like I think there's some good objective play with those guys that if you could point things correctly, I think they could be good.
Yep, no, I think a lot of it's going to be good. It's going to be fun to deal with. Points dependent. A lot of things.
Always points dependent.
A lot of things could change.
Do you think there will be the possibility to bring Chief with 3 other Spartans?
I have read on the Discord that is something that is going to be possible, but it might not be optimal. I don't know if it's possible. I can believe that. It might be optimal. Who knows? I mean, optimal may be, something we haven't discovered yet, but just knowing that it is possible that potentially you could negate one of the primary weaknesses of the Master Chief list so far in what we've been playing with draft is exciting. So it is something to think about, because not having the free kind of end of turn activations against Chief is potentially going to be
massive,
a big deal. So, and I think we're way off knowing what the best things are. There's going to be things that are going to be flashy. I think we're going to, as we learn to play the game, different with different scenarios, with brutes
we're getting 2 new scenarios too.
Mm-hmm. With brutes coming, new enemies. It's just, we don't really know, we don't even know what we don't know at this point. So exciting. So that's kind of an intro. So let's get into it. First, Wargames. It is shipped. It's after March 20th. It's after March 24th. So it is shipped in the US and worldwide. I've already seen people get it. I'm very jealous. I respect that you haven't spoiled it for me. I kind of want to be spoiled. but hopefully mine and Randy's and mine will be showing up soon, and we'll have a lot to go through of that. But it's here. It's basically here. I'm very excited as far as all the different weapons, all the different equipment. We don't really have any kind of solid thing to dig into to really talk about as far as, new content versus when we talked about the war games in the last episode. What do you think? Anything to add on as far as war games?
I mean, the points, just getting to go dig into those, but I've been trying to theory craft just with, like I said, with the Zvezda, like the equipment combinations are more interesting to me than the weapon combinations, I think, of what you can bring. Like, I wonder, is bringing invisibility going to be viable? Like, is invisibility going to be like a 20-point upgrade, or can you even bring that? Like, I don't know if all the equipment will be available to you to take standard, but yeah, so that'll be interesting. And then also being able to bring your own frag weapons, just so that's not like niched out for the Sengeli mercenaries, I think will make like your stronghold objectives not feel so lopsided when you're playing them.
Yes, correct. I agree with that. I think some obvious things are like, hey, what's a good weapon to put on Dead Eyes with fast transition? What's a good equipment to kind of round out the weaknesses of certain units? With the frag, there's also 2 new Spartans coming between the 2 expansions that will have frag options that I would say are objectively better than what the elites have as far as grenades.
Yeah, and are those on the Gungnir's?
There's
armors?
the Gungnir, and then the JFO has like a concussion launcher.
And I think they come with Tactician as well.
So
yeah, nasty.
Now I'm assuming those are going to be kind of centerpiece. Centerpiece things. But just having unlimited frag at range 5, is going to be very good, because that's, you have an activation there on a stronghold. No, you're not. You're not on the stronghold anymore. You just got frag. So, and that will be potentially, ignoring line of sight. So really, it's going to be a very good denial piece. So I think those will probably be, I don't think you'll be able to run, an army full of those, but just to kind of round out units that level the playing field as far as access to frag, other keywords as well. So Tactician, having more things with Tactician besides Mark 7s is, something interesting. So, I mean, Sword Spartan, Hammer Spartan, those are all going to be really interesting pieces. We just don't know how exactly those are going to settle out as far as list building. Is 5 Spartans something that's worth doing?
Yeah.
Is there an option potentially for more than 4 elites if we're looking at some of the potentially weaker weapon options? So there's just a ton of things. I mean, just not to get into this pure speculation, but there's just a ton of things that we could go into, and we're just waiting on that little bit of info, just little numbers by all those cards, and then we can really take off with it.
Do we think the starting equipment that like your loadout will be droppable? I don't think the other person would be able to steal it. Like, I think you'd still respawn with it. but do you think it would be a droppable pickup?
My understanding is that you'll respawn with the stuff that you.
Right.
I don't know if it would be droppable as far as then there's 2 copies of it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd assume probably not, just for simplicity.
Mhm.
But I'm pretty confident that when you are killed, you will respawn with the equipment you have.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident on that as well. That was the only other consideration, was that maybe it would make another
That'd
dropped
be nice.
copy.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But who knows? I would love the thought of Chief.
It would probably need to have like finite ammo though, or something. If
Chief
you did.
coming in and look at all my upgrades. Chief's like, no, those are my upgrades now.
Look at me, I'm the chief now.
No. So that'll be exciting. So there's just a lot to get into. Obviously, once that comes out, I expect it to be here. Hopefully within, definitely within next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Adepticon, we're gonna have a lot to get into. I don't know. Adepticon is starting really in earnest tomorrow. We're recording on a Wednesday. So really in earnest tomorrow. I don't know if there's going to be more reveals that we're just kind of going to miss on that, but we will.
If there are, we'll probably post some kind of short video to cover it. But and then I'm also planning on unboxing the stuff. I don't know how much they want spoiled points wise. I will probably at least spoil a couple points things just to kind of give people ideas on like how many Spartans can you bring. Because I mean, I get it's excessive to show everything, but I mean, I think it'd be good for people to know, like, because I think the people that pre-ordered it, they're going to have it by then anyway. So this would be prospective purchasers at this point. So
for sure, no, it'll be good, and that's something that kind of is an addition to the Spartan, and the recon. So it's a good. I think it wouldn't be bad, and it's not going to be like you're posting high quality PDFs of all the numbers and building an app and selling it for money. So there's not really a profit motive for this.
Speaking of app, they have pretty much said they have an app coming. I'm super excited to have an app that is going to be built and supported by the company making the game.
That is kind of a new thing for us.
So that's great news. I hope it is a sooner than later situation. Just because if you don't buy the Banished box, like, hey, I'm just a Spartan player, it would still be nice for you to be able to look at those points to kind of plan out what you're playing against. So
yep, and they're talking about integration with like making like service records for individuals and stuff like that.
That was super cool. Like if you perform well at tournaments, you'll get like emblems and tags on there. Yeah, great idea.
And that's cool on multiple levels. It's cool objectively as a thing for a game. It's also cool because it really mirrors the video game franchise itself.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, and that's probably been one of my favorite parts about the Halo is like, I feel like they're hitting on so many things that there's like the synergy between, it's cool within the context of the Halo universe, but it's also cool for the game. Like it also makes the game good.
Yeah, like the meta of the video games. And I think that's kind of what's charmed me a little bit too, because I think initially we were like, we want Halo Wars. We're supporting this game so that it will eventually get to that scale, which I still hope it will. But all these other touches they've added have really been like, you know what? I really like the version of the game we have currently right now. And so.
Agree, 100%. So that's Wargames. Today, we got a lot of information about Rise of the Banished, which looks like a Spartan edition size box
it seems like it could be its own starter. You're missing out on a lot of the other weapon drops, I think, is the only thing, but you could play with just that box.
Definitely. It looks like it. I mean, there's everything they're talking. There's command dice, there's new Banished dice, there's
Why do they have command dice, Matt? They don't have tactician. They only need 2. Why do they have 6?
I've got some bad news for you. I think there's going to be some tacticians coming in.
Oh no!
So it's there's 8 different brutes. I think it's kind of the same formula with the other boxes where it's like 4 of the same model, but 2 different weapons per model. Now there is, and I can start sharing some screenshots for the video. This is from the Discord. I think Wiki Dave, Mantic Universe podcast, I think came up with this. So this is kind of breaking down the units that have been teased. So there's 2 of the sniper, there's 2 of the berserker, 2 of the captain. There's a warrior, and then there's a chosen warrior. Those also have different stat cards, which I'll show here in a little bit. Well, I'll show very blurry versions of them here in a little bit.
Yeah, I think some of that text was post blurred as well, like made even blurrier.
They got us pretty good on that, which I love it and I hate it. It's a good tease, a proper tease, as some would say. So I don't know the difference between a chosen warrior and a warrior, other than the warrior is using the commando, which is interesting to me. And
I think the chosen's got a sentinel beam there.
Yes, it looks similar. There's 2 different grenades. One of those is the spike grenade. The other one is the dynamo grenade. And then obviously there's Atriox. I don't know if you saw Atriox over there.
Yep.
He looks a little smaller. Breaker. Looks a little smaller in the picture. He is not smaller in the game.
No, absolutely not.
But no, these models look good. They've done a really good job painting these up too, to kind of get the depth of the models.
I almost feel like that the paint jobs are like a bit of false advertising. because the details there, it's just like shallower on the model, and if you're a really good painter, you can really bring them out. I'm not that good of a painter, so I feel like I lose some of that detail when I paint it, but
I would definitely agree. For what I'm going to paint, they are not going to look that good. That is definitely the case. But, props to them for having whoever's doing these paintings doing a great job getting the depth out of these minis. But no, there's a lot to see here. It's very, very neat. I did not think they were going to come out with a box like this, personally.
Oh yeah, I thought it was going to be like the Wargame stuff. Like here's like 2 captains and your 2 berserkers. That's one box. And yeah.
I thought we were going to have 4-man boxes, but they came out with a full set.
You've got like 2 faction starters now, essentially.
Yeah, this is awesome. So if I've heard some complaints around various places on the internet, they're like, "Hey, I don't like this. Is just Spartan versus Spartan multiplayer kind of deal." Well, come July, you can hop in with a full faction if you just don't like humans. Here you go, brutes, and then it also comes with 4 of the Sangheili mercenaries, the same ones that are in the Spartan set, which I am personally kind of thrilled about, because as someone who's been playing some elites, it's good to now have the doubles of those without having to kind of double dip. I had considered trying to buy them off people. I kind of thought about buying another Spartan set, which would have been overkill for the 4 elites, but now I'm kind of picking them up, and that'll be great. So I'll have 8 elites, and then I'll have 8 brutes. So I'll have 16 banished. I'll have about that many Spartans. So it's really good. I'll feel like I have 2 full factions here pretty much. So very, very good. Rise of the Banished. There's some bundles that I will share. Screenshot of the bundles.
Yeah.
So here's the 3 bundles. There's the Rise of the Banished box set. This kind of standalone box set. So that's the 4 elites, the 8 brutes, and Atriox. That also comes with what they're calling the deluxe board, which I think is going to be very similar to the Spartan edition. There's Banished terrain, which I'm thrilled about. That's amazing.
Yeah, and if you're just listening, think the Halo Infinite little banished spaces you would go and raid. It looks like the inside of those buildings, and yeah, it looks awesome.
And
definitely go look.
Very different to what we've had so far with the kind of training ground UNSC terrain. So that's great. I really am liking the cardboard terrain a lot more than I thought I would. It's pretty quality.
It is an effective, cheap option for sure,
and it works really well within the game system itself. And I just think it's really been a good tool for us. For a game, we can set up a demo table. There's already terrain. It's just very, very easy for us to get a good quality looking table set up pretty quickly. So this is going to be good. I love having more alien terrain. It'll be great with the Banished. It probably would have been a little weird if we were just adding Banished models and still playing on the same terrain the whole time. There's cards, there's tokens, there's new Banished red dice, there's new command dice. That is 100 pounds. I don't have my conversion on me.
It's about 120
$125 US. I've got my order receipt I can look at, but you see the tab there. But yeah, so total between that and then I bought as well the which I'm about to talk about, the Phoenix team.
Mhm.
They are alternate pose of the Recon Spartans. And
premium miniatures.
Premium, they're talking different materials. There's some kind of super resin kind of, I don't know exactly what they're into. It's supposed to be really good. And it has the alternate poses. I love all of these. There has been some slight Discord controversy over the Crouching Deadeye, because they are saying the current ruling is that it will be, that's the height of the model.
Oh, right. There are no silhouettes.
So that's the height of the model. So I think I could see that being good and bad.
Yeah.
As far as a crouching Deadeye.
Bit of gamesmanship there.
You know, maybe you paint it exactly the same way, and when you take the crouch action, plop the mini out there, and plop the little crouching guy in. I don't know.
Yeah.
But these sculpts
you could
are
almost
great.
say the same for the Brawler. He's kind of leaning forward.
Yeah. No, he's low to the ground a little bit. I like all of these. I think these are all very good sculpts. I love the Mark 7 sculpt. We've talked about it a little bit. That will be, when I get that will 100% be my Mark 7.
Yeah.
That is I vastly prefer that to the Mark 7 that comes with the assault rifle in the box.
Absolutely. So, very much more a lead from the front Mark 7.
Yes. So
I will note that this Phoenix team, you have until the end of April to pre-order it, and then after that it is not supposed to be available anymore. And it comes in a $90 bundle with card and token trays. So I believe the token trays by themselves are $30. So that's $60 for 4 minis. So they are very nice looking, and I hope they feel very premium. There's definitely a limited edition price tag. So if you want it, make sure you get your order in before the end of April.
Yep. And that was 165 pounds. I think my order was about $215 when everything was all said and done. So that is, and that comes with the Atriox as well. Atriox is also an exclusive. I guess that should be mentioned, that he is a limited,
the specific pose model.
Yes.
But they did say he will be available later, just not looking quite like that.
And then the third and final bundle, if you haven't bought any of the Halo, and you think,
but you decided to listen to this Halo podcast.
Yeah, you listen to this Halo podcast, you've heard of the TV show John Halo, and you really want to get into the game, well, good news, you can buy it all. The Ultimate Starter Bundle, 200 pounds. It has everything. It has the Spartan Edition, and then it has all the stuff we've talked about. It also has a Master Chief model. So you get Chief, Atriox, a bunch of Spartans, and a bunch of Brutes, and 8 Elites, and you can just get after it. You have everything. So, well, technically you don't have everything. You don't have the war games, but you pretty much have everything. So, really cool bundle. I'm excited that I heard today that they've sold out multiple printings of the Spartan Edition, which is awesome. So, I think the game's doing really well. If you've got some FOMO, you've missed out, now's your chance. Buy this bundle, get back into it. So, that is kind of the overview as far as the products. Now I think we'd probably be good if we got into some little bit of speculation, right? What do you think?
So I squinted so hard at these Brute cards, and I think they are 5 health. I tried to compare the blurry 5, the blurry number with the blurry 3 on the mercenaries, and I don't think they look exactly the same. So if I have to call my shot, I think those guys are 5 health.
I zoomed in and I came to the conclusion that I don't think zooming in is helping.
Yeah.
So for the audio, we are sharing the screenshot of the stat cards. I think 5 HP is correct. I was trying to look at the armor value. It looks like a dash to me. I don't think
Yes.
that's a 1.
It's either that or like the bottom of a 2, and then
Yeah.
the top in the rotation
Yeah.
image degradation got removed.
Kudos to whoever grained this up for us, though, because you really did good. There are slots at the top, the little nubs that are those shield tokens. Are those spots for shield tokens?
They are.
Is
You
that?
can acquire shields via equipment.
Mhm.
Not 4 of them. I would be surprised if these guys had 3 or 4 shields.
Because I have said before, I didn't think they'd have shields at all.
Yeah. Can you go to the elite one?
Ooh. Is there? I don't have
Like
it
how
on the
many are on
screenshot.
their card?
Ooh, that's a great question. I don't know the answer to.
Okay, I got the other image on my screen.
I can. If you've got it, I'll
1, 2,
kick
3,
it to
4.
you.
Okay, so they have 4 as well.
Okay.
And then the Spartans have 4 as well. So that might just be to line up with the tray.
Okay. So if the assumption or the speculation that there's no armor, 5 health, that's not very beefy. So there's got to be something else that's giving them a little bit of toughness, because these guys look very tough.
So I think some of these guys do have energy shield, like the sniper. I feel like that first keyword reads like energy shield, but that warrior definitely does not have energy shields.
Yeah. So
So I guess it's going to vary depending.
Yeah, maybe
on
there's
the
different armor ratings potentially. So it's
That'd
just
be interesting.
Something. They're going to be durable. I don't see a world where they're not at least as tanky as Spartans, because they're tough. So I just don't know. They have sufficiently degraded this image. I don't really know as far as the speeds. I'm looking. Is it 1 to 2 speed? Is that what you're getting from that? I'm not getting 2 to 3.
I don't know.
On the sniper, to me, that sniper looked like 1 to 2 speed. Could be wrong.
Yeah, because surely it's not 3 to 4. So
yeah.
There's
a couple different weapons. There's some keywords for their melee weapons. There's some different ranges for some weapons. So,
and I don't know if we mentioned it, there is a new booklet in the Banished box. It's called Defiance. I assume it will have points for all these brutes. There might be new keywords. There were keywords in the Spartan edition that have not been used yet, but they might have come up with some more. I'm hoping that will be a sufficient rulebook if people just buy that box, that they've got the full rules for the game too. But because I imagine it'll be a big size booklet, not like the Wargame size, since the box should be sized to fit that map. So I assume it's the same size as a Spartan box.
And we have not seen a card, to my knowledge, for Atriox. So I have no idea what he's about.
No. And they're getting the brutes are getting their own special order. They already teased the Banished will have a special order overall, and then the Sangheili Mercenary have their own.
And then the brutes will have their own special order. No idea what it is. Assuming something about being a big tough brute.
Being a big bully.
Being a big boy. But very excited. They got us here. I think we were talking about earlier, if we could somehow read this and someone could figure it out, I think this is going to make them blur it more next time. So
yeah. I feel like, because last time, the last image, I feel like a lot was gleaned from said image.
Yeah.
And I think they're like, we're learning.
Yes. So I think this is, if we weren't going to get there now, we're going to get there eventually, as far as they're going to keep the information they want to keep from us. So seems like they run a fairly tight ship. So good on them. I've got
KG.
One more picture, and this was from the Discord. And this is just a size comparison of a brute, Atriox, and our favorite Spartan Deadeye.
Oh no.
Spartan Jedi might be in a little bit of trouble here, but
Oh man.
so as you can see, he is significantly smaller than a brute, and the regular brutes, look approximately Master Chief size. I'd say. I think those
Maybe
bases are pretty
I think
close.
a little bigger, maybe.
A little bigger.
Yeah.
Atriox is on an even bigger base, and he is far taller. So he's about. He looks like he's about not quite twice as tall, but a good amount taller than old Deadeye, and a bigger base. So the Spartans, their base is smaller than the brutes, it appears, and then the Atriox has even bigger base than the brutes.
Looks like 32 for the Spartans, and then 40-ish for the brutes, and probably 50-ish for Atriox, something like that.
50-ish. If there's multiple of those size of units, I feel like a square would probably get a little crowded. So
yeah, I don't know how many of those you're fitting in a single cube.
I know they talked about some large units. You could only have potentially one of each side in a cube. So that might be something we might be running into potentially. But, if it's just Atriox, I guess that's probably fine. But maybe the brutes have a large keyword. I don't know if that's over the threshold or not. But they're definitely bigger than Spartans, which, looking at that model, and this is a pretty good image, it does look like there's a little more physical, like literal depth in the model as far as the details are kind of like the armor pauldrons are more raised.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, with a bigger model, that's something that is easier to do. So
yeah, I think so.
But they look great. So I'm excited. That is our brute speculation. Atriox has got Chainbreaker. I'm scared to think about what that does, because it's going to be stronger than a sword or a hammer.
Yeah, I mean, this will be the first named weapon in the game, I believe.
And he's got Atriox is holding a Spartan head in his hand, a Spartan helmet. Maybe that's his ranged weapon.
Gotta keep it PG. It's just a helmet.
Just a helmet, but very cool, very scary. A worthy adversary to Master Chief and the Spartans. So
yeah,
and they.
So go ahead.
I was gonna say they really came out. It wasn't like a piecemeal thing. I thought, how long would it take for them to get to the same level of content for the brutes as the Spartans? And the answer is one expansion.
They did it. Yeah. With Wave 2, the Wave 2 Spartans, they have about double the options, I guess.
Yeah.
But so if this is Wave 3 with this first offering of brutes, I assume Wave 4 we're going to at least probably get another box of more brutes. Like we don't have a war chief yet.
Yeah.
A shipmaster.
Ironically, we don't have a brute holding a brute grav hammer yet. So
right, that was the big thing. I was like, "Where's the grav hammer?"
Which I consider a grav hammer, firmly a brute weapon. Like that's a brute weapon.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of a surprise they don't have a brute with a hammer right now. But I'm sure it's coming.
I hope we get a brute shot too.
I would love a brute shot, as for a Halo 2 being one of my core video gaming experiences. I would love to have the brute shot. And I think it'd be a fun weapon too. It could be potentially a frag weapon that also has a good melee profile. So it could be a really fun weapon.
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I'm really curious how the Ravager's going to play out. One of the captains, I think, has it. Like, if you'll be able to, if it'll just be another, it hits everyone in the square. But it'd be cool if you could create like a hazard in one of the squares.
That would be interesting. Yeah. It wouldn't be frag, but it'd be like a area weapon, and maybe like some kind of persistent, maybe a token. I don't know.
Yeah, like it's in there, and maybe like it adds lethal to a shot when you shoot into a model that's standing in it or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, for sure. Or maybe some passive ESD or something.
Yeah, some kind of dot. Like you don't regenerate shields between rounds or something if you're standing in it. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Cool.
I was going to ask you, how do you feel about the pace of the releases?
Well, I was listening to I forgot the show. It was a YouTube podcast. Ronnie was on it, and he was talking about how some games he's released stuff too fast. Some stuff, there's like a kind of a balance you want to find there. You don't want to overwhelm people. I think it's pretty good. I really, so this is a faster pace of release than, this is a new game first. That's preface.
Yeah.
So they've probably been building up content. But I think this is, for as far as war games I'm used to, this is pretty fast as far as content, which I think is good for the beginning of a game. I know they talked about they had the license for 5 years. I don't know what that looks like as far as are they going to be doing every 3 months for 5 years, because that would be, pretty ridiculous. But I think for the first couple of years, I think that'd be good. I think it's important right now that they're doing it at the pace they're doing it. Just to get, because the Spartan stuff's great, the multiplayer aspect's great. I really like that. There's been a lot of feedback that they wanted more factions. So I think, delivering on that is something that is really going to be good for the game, combined with points. Some people like factions. Tabletop games, people like factions. They like kind of, clinging to an identity, like a cohesion for a group of units. So it's good. I'd be really impressed if they kept it up for 5 years. I'd also probably be broke. So,
I mean, not to mention these two factions we have will still have their own expansion that needs to happen. We only have Spartans in SC. There's no Marines. There's no ODST. Where's our Sergeant Johnson? So,
and there's
like that one faction alone.
There's no grunts. There's no hunters. There's no jackals. There's.
Yeah, I feel there's got to be a Covenant faction at some point. Flood, maybe
Prometheans. There's
Flood would be maybe like an interesting, like kind of mercenary faction or something where they steal, like their units are like flooded out versions of the other factions.
Yeah, maybe you get a killing around and you skitter over some little flood spores into a square, and then bing bang boom, that's your unit now. So I think it especially be interesting. They've talked about maybe game modes that don't have respawns. I think maybe flood could be like maybe a little weaker, but if they get a kill, they can start to gain some momentum and then kind of steal units. And I don't know how that would work, but it does sound cool. So, and then Prometheans could be, Prometheans. I don't really know exactly how you translate them to in the game, but it is a faction that exists. I think it would be fun to, kind of go with that. One thing that did also come out along with the Brute Tease today, and I am having trouble. There's an organized play kits. The first organized play kit we missed. It's gone.
And they quickly pulled it, I think, because they were like, there's a bunch of improvements we can make to tournament play. And so, that's going into the new one. But
this is the website. If you click Organized Play Kit 2, it just goes back to Organized Play Kit 1. So I don't know exactly I don't know if that's a mislabel, but they did say that Organized Play Kit 2 is going to be updated for points as well. There's also a GT pack, which is interesting for a couple reasons. And this,
I want these models so bad, and I just know I'm never going to win them.
Tempted to buy this, which would be, but so first, it comes with what has been dubbed Fireteam Wolf, which is 4 of the, once again, Recon Spartans, but they are all doing objectives. We've got Mark 7 with the flag. We've got an oddball brawler. We've got, let's look at either
a Deadeye with an energy core,
stockpile Deadeye, and then another Svesta with a flag. And this is again the ultra quality level model. This would be this kit is designed to provide product and pricing enough for a 32-person GT event. So a lot of cool stuff, a lot of tokens. They have the updated scenarios. This is a cool pack. It comes with there's OP posters, there's the achievement leaflets, there's sticker sheets, there's token sets, there's foil cards. and then obviously the grand prize of the miniatures. So I
That was
want to
such an
buy it.
exasperated
I want to
sigh,
buy
Matt.
it, but I want to buy
Just
it.
to hoard it
I
all.
want to have. I want to hoard it, but I would love to host an event for this. And what's giving me pause for I just say, oh yeah, I can just wait on this. The other one sold out, Randy, and I didn't buy it, and I regret it. So I might.
I think this one is the 2025 one at least, because they put for 2025. So if you want it, I would say at least buy it before the end of the year.
Yeah, I hope they keep it in stock. I'm gonna think about it for a little bit and then kind of feel how it's going. Some people have been solely for the models, which the models are great. I do think the models are cool.
Do we know how much this is?
I think it was 70 Great Britain pounds. Great British pounds. So I don't know.
I mean, you could get it and get it for the models and then split it up and do like 4 8-person events. I mean, no one's going to be mad that they're getting free.
I really like the OP
other
aspect
stuff.
of it, though.
Yeah.
I would feel I wouldn't buy it just for the models because I would feel weird playing the models if I just bought the kit. You know what I mean?
What event did you win?
Yeah. Oh, I won the Matt bought
the event at my house.
Yeah, the Matt spent $100 on a GT kit event. So yeah, I wouldn't do
whale
that.
event.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool pack. I love that they're doing this. I love the thought and intention and focus on organized play because I think that is the lifeblood of any kind of remotely competitive game. So I love that they're doing it. I want to host an event. 32 players, I think, would be ambitious at this point, but hopefully stuff picks up. And that'd be really cool to have this for an event. I want the objective deals though, like the Oddball Reloaded. They've adjusted some scenarios. They have a couple of those. Just having this, I'd like to laminate some of the stuff and then just run events with it. So, but very cool. I'm glad they're doing stuff like this. I think it's going to be really good for the game combined with the app. They still have the token sets. The paint set, I believe, is sold out and is not going to be back in stock. They're also selling the organizer trays on their own as a standalone, and that is 20 pounds. These are cool. I think they're trying to make these a good value because I think this is something that could be people would try to maybe emulate a little bit with 3D printing. So
yeah,
I got these in the bundle. I'm excited to have them, not have to worry about messing with STLs and trying to print something like that. So
same. I don't know if I would have got it if it was not a part of the bundle.
Yeah, it's nice to have. It's a nice to
but
have.
Maybe we'll see. I think the big concern I saw was from people is that a lot of us have sleeved our unit cards, and just we hope that it will still fit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Inside the sleeve, but
that is fair. I think that's mainly it. Did we miss anything? We talked about Phoenix team. We talked about the GT kit. We talked about the OP kits in general. I think we hit most of what's out today. Like we said earlier, when points come out, we're really going to kind of get into that. I think that's something we're very interested in making content for. So look forward to that. I think that'll be on top of what we're doing right now. And then as more stuff comes up, that will probably give us more opportunity to make episodes. We've kind of been trying to make sure we make episodes that there is, it's worth making, as far as we don't want to just make a video just to talk and not really have anything to talk about. So we're excited for this. I think there's going to be a lot of content. We've enjoyed playing the game a lot. We've enjoyed, being in this. It's exciting to be at the beginning. Like I said, we have the Discord. We'll have a link in the description. Feel free to join. Talk about how great elites are. Give us your brute hot takes, and then we'll have lots of points to discuss. So it's exciting. Anything left? Any final words? Any plugs?
Yeah, no, I'm just ready to get into it, and hopefully, Wargames is here soon.
Yeah, I'm ready, and Adepticon, it's going to be exciting. I went last year, didn't go this year. Really, really missing out. I think it's going to be a blast.
The new event space looks great. One of my buddies is there, and he's sent some pictures, and yeah, it looks good.
It's going to be nice. So hopefully I think I want to maybe try to come back in the next year or so. So if the dad life allows. But anyway, that's it for this episode. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. We appreciate it. And play us when you need us.
See ya.